Hello and welcome back to our review. In this video, we give you X-repo. Now, in today's episode, we met Unomsa. Shame. I do feel for Unomsa. So she does say that back in COVID time in 2020, she and her husband decided to buy a car simply because we all remember, we all remember how things were extremely tough during COVID. So, some people were just unsure and uncertain about the future of their jobs. Some were losing their jobs. It was just tough. So, Nomsa here and her husband, they made one of the smartest decision anyone could ever made during COVID, and that is to start a business. So it seems like they're from Nespresso or they're from Zimbabwe, somewhere between the two. But yeah, they made a decision that they should start a business and they decided that they need a bike. So they found a dealer who was willing to sell them a bike. They went in, they checked the bike. Well, Nomsa here does say that to her, the bike appears to be in perfect condition. So the bike was retailing for 60,000 and they paid upfront 50,000 cash. The remaining 10,000 they paid it in installment. But whilst they were given the bike now, while they were driving it, they found out that the bike actually have some few problems with it, to the point that it wouldn't run anymore. What a huge loss, guys. First of all, what a huge loss to lose 60,000 back in COVID time. It was no child's play. That was a lot of money to just go down the drain. All of it just like that. Okay, so losing 60,000 back in COVID time, it was just a serious setback. So Nomsa here does explain that after they found out that the car has problems and it's not running anymore, and they say that the car was not even they couldn't even keep a car for like at least a month. The car started giving them problems just less than a month after it was purchased. So when they take it back to the dealer, they found a mechanic who's working there, who then charged them 5,500 to fix the car. Again, apparently the car was not fixed enough. So again, the car had some problems and the car was not well fixed. And again, they had to go back again to talk and negotiate with the dealer. So the dealer says to them, listen, I am going to sell your car. Rather, give me back the car. Let me sell it. And then I will give you back the money. Yo, guys, I don't know. I don't know. So it seems like they were too trusting. They gave back the dealer the car, and they're like, listen, the agreement is that you're going to sell this car for us so that you give us back the money. And the dealer's like, okay, perfect, fine. Life goes on, life goes on. They even lost some family members. They were busy in Nespresso. They couldn't come to Joburg anymore, but they were trying to keep tabs with the dealer to say, listen, how are things with the car? And he does say that, listen, he has not found a person who's willing to pay yet, but things are moving. Things are moving. Then when she finally got back here, she goes and talks to the dealer. She finds out that the car is actually listed more than what it's worth. Remember, she bought it with 60,000. Now the car is listed at 69,000. So this already tells you that this dealer is a scammer. So maybe his initial plan was he will sell the car with 70,000 and take 10,000 for himself and give them 60,000. That's so scammerish, it's scamming people. Fine. It seems like people could just see with him, this car have problems, no one would ever buy it. So no one was ever settling into buying that car ever. So simply because no one was buying the car kept on dropping and going down. And Nomsa here keeps on going back to the dealer, Emuna, give me back the car because it has been so many years. Now, guys, when was COVID time? And now we're in 2025. This is more like 5 years later, and she is guaranteed that vele she has to lose patient at some point. 5 years later, the car has not been sold. So because this is 5 years later, now the car has went down significantly from 60,000 to 48,000. The car has just greatly went down, and the woman here is like, okay, listen, I don't want to listen to your lies anymore. It's fine, you have failed me, it does not matter anymore. Just give me back the money, and the wise person, who's also the dealer, he's like, no, I'm not going to be able to give you back the money. Remember, you now owe me money. You owe me storage money. I'm like, what? Like, guys, never mind the fact that he ate their money. He ate the 60,000, get to keep the car, and still wants to say he's being owed money. What money? What money? Like, this is scary. Who owes you money? And they owe you for what exactly? They owe you for what exactly? Okay, you have been eating people's money and you ate all the 60,000. You get to keep the car and you still want more money from those people. And he's like, no, I have worked on this packy. I have done this. Now the packy is mine. Like, yo, make it make sense. So anyway, I love X, because he does come through for the voiceless, for the needy. And he's like, listen, we are going to confront this dealer. And when I realized that it's white people, I was like, hi, Bona. White people are also scammers nowadays. Like, this is so crazy. And at first, they found the white lady who obviously wanted to do nothing with the cameras. And she was like, listen, let me call the needed person, because she does say that she's not the dealer in this instance. Yes, she knows the woman. Guys, while they were talking, we see that indeed the car has been listed to 39,99,000. So meaning that the car is now 40,000. Like, the craziness, you all. The craziness of it all, that the car has greatly depreciated significantly. And this car has depreciated. I mean, I understand it's 5 years later. It makes sense that the car has depreciated, but it has depreciated without umama using her car ever, without using her car. So the white people here were giving X an attitude as some sort, and you know what? I love X. I love me some X. So X has never ever intimidated the fact that you are white and you are coming with this thing that I'm white, I'm gonna give you attitude. Nanani. X is never faced, never faced by that. So he does stood up for himself rather, and be like, listen, you're not gonna give me attitude, not today, not now, not ever. Okay, I am here to ask a case that is pertaining some of the workers that you are with, and you scamming umama. So guys, we do see umlungu here. The white person who's wearing a green t-shirt is actually the scammer. That who he is, he's a scammer, okay? And I hope you get a good look of his face, because should you find yourself going to his garage at your own risk, child, at your own risk. So obviously, allegedly, he's a scammer based on what we have seen on the show, because like, why would he? I mean, this is alleged, okay? I am allegedly calling him a scammer, but why would he honestly not give this woman her car for a good 5 years? Do you understand that when you fail to sell something, if their agreement was, listen, you're going to sell this car, and when the car is sold, you give me back my money, fine. If within the first year, 12 months, I fail to sell the car, I think it's my responsibility, my duty, to call and be like, yo, I have failed, okay? I tried everything that I could, but I have failed to sell the car. I think at this point, you just better come and get your car because I no longer even have your money. Like that's the most reasonable thing anyone could do. So anyway, he comes here to meet up with X, and he wants to tell his side of the story, and his side of the story is the bike is his. He's like, listen, lawfully, look at the price. Look at the price. He's like, listen, lawfully, the bike is mine now. Guys, I want to know his reasoning capacity. What's made him to conclude that the bike is his? Like, I desperately want to know his reasoning capacity beyond this, okay? He says his bike is his now. This bike is his now simply because he has worked on the bike. And mind you, he has eaten a 60,000 that this woman gave, right? He has eaten the 60,000 and he gets to keep the bike, and the bike is his because apparently he's being owed money by this other woman simply because he has to pay for a storage money. I'm like, what is all this? This is madness. This is mad. How do you get to eat 60,000 and get to keep whatever that you promised to sell them? Like, how? Like, I'm in shambok of shockness, beyond his reasoning. Like, really, honestly, this is how you reason. So yes, guys, that was his reasoning beyond the whole thing that he's being owed money. The bike is his because he's the one who's being owed money. And he therefore says the bike was never working from the first day. And as soon as the bike returned here, the bike was not driving, the bike was not running. And therefore, that's why that he had to now use his own money. He says he has used a lot of money and trying to make sure that the bike is driving, right? So now he gets into a bit of an argument with X because we know X for being X. You know, he goes into an argument with X. X is like, listen, you've been telling me a lot of lies, a lot of bullshitting me. And for that reason, no. I am not going to allow you to just come here and tell me bull. Okay, to tell me bull. So therefore, I'm going to let the woman speak. Okay, so they speak in Zulu, and he goes like, no, you have to speak in English. Child, he goes like, no, you have to speak in English. You know, it's a must. It has to be in English. English is a mandatory right now. And X is like, listen, I'm giving you a chance to tell me your side of the story. Clearly, you do not have a side of the story because you are here telling me lies. And he's like, no, there are parts that I've spent, very expensive parts that I've spent in selling this car. So this just make me wonder, what was his reasoning capacity? Guys, like, please, yo, the defeated Abelungu, like, white people are scammers at this point because why? Like, how much did he wanted to gain over this bike? How much? Okay, he got paid 60,000. He fixed the bike as he should have. He should have fixed the bike before he even sold it in the first place. Okay, so that this poor woman who has spent her hard earned money on this bike will be happy about whatever the money was spent on. But no, the poor woman was never happy about whatever that the money was spent on because the bike was not working. And now he goes like, no. So which makes me wonder, if ever he was able to sell the bike with 40,000, what was then going to happen? Was he gonna split the 40,000 into two and say, listen, I'm getting to keep the 20,000. I'm getting to keep the 20,000 and you're gonna keep the 20,000. Like, so all in all, the woman was gonna get what is due to her, which was gonna be 20,000. over her spending 60,000, which means this is a huge loss on her. She has legit lost 40,000. That's a great loss. That's a significant loss. And it's just I'm just wondering, why would this Mlungu have such a reasoning capacity that it's okay? It is definitely okay for this black woman to lose 40,000. Like, will he or would he be okay with losing 40,000? Like, anyway, police were called because he was resisting. He was just like, and this is the first time I've ever watched X-repo show, and I saw someone who was resisting as this white man. He was resisting. He believed that it's his. Police has to be called, come and intervene. And when police were called, obviously they had to sit outside and they were not being shot, so they talked through over and over. So finally the police saw, good, hey man, this white person, what is his story? Because one, the woman have papers, she have papers to prove that indeed she did purchase the baki. The baki is hers lawfully. But surprisingly, I don't know which law is this Mlungu referring to, but he goes like, no, the baki is actually his lawfully, because it was stored in his garage for so many years, and therefore the baki is his, and that is his reasoning capacity. But then luckily the SEPs, sometimes we lose hope in the police system, but in this time around they came in the right time and they intervened in a right way, because they did remind the white guy, because no, I think you're overstepping and you're overreaching right now. This baki cannot be yours at this moment. It just cannot be yours. It should be with umama here, she should be with her eats, she paid for it. She paid for it in a full. And he goes like, no, but she owes me storage money. The baki was stored here. And the woman goes like, this was never our agreement, even though the agreement was verbal, but it was never our agreement ever. We never ever agreed on the facts that I have to pay you this kind of money. Like, something that we never even agreed on. Is something that I don't know. It's something that is definitely news to me right now. Anyway, guys, long story short, with the help of the police, X managed to do his job, and definitely right, that statement was said, okay? That statement, we heard it. And indeed, the baki went out and went to be delivered. Sana, I am so happy for this woman for some reason. Like 5 years? 5 years? 5 years. Do you all know 5 years? 5 years. No, that's a lot of time waiting for something that you've purchased with your hard-earned money. So the fact that X was able to come through for her, like, honestly, my heart was skipping at some point. Well, guys, they also get a chance to interview the mechanic, the one who charged them 5,000. I mean, he did say his side of the story, and I really did not hear it very well. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, but it just makes me wonder, does he still have a job within the same garage? Because it seemed like he was spilling the beans on his employees. Say, when X is gone, are you still gonna be employed? Are you still gonna have a job? Are you still gonna have a job? Because that's a big ask. That's a big question. Anyway, guys, this definitely does bring us to the end of our video. Now, if you do love and enjoy our videos, you will give this video a huge thumbs up, and don't be shy to comment down below and tell us or let us know which other series or drama you would love this channel to review. But of course, I will be see you on the next one, when of course I am bringing you more reviews. Till then, please do stay blessed, and I love you.